All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar, joined with Lupagus, and we will be going over five big old lessons learned from the Vikings' big victory against the 1-11 Jacksonville Jaguars.
It was a dominating performance by the Vikings from start to finish. Never a doubt in anyone's mind the way this game was going to turn out. Vikings just imposing their will on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and while doing that, we learned quite a few things about this 6-6 team that is currently the 7th seed in the NFC playoff picture.
And by imposing their will, you mean barely sneaking out an overtime win against the putrid, a word I've never said in my life, Jaguars.
Yeah,
Putrid?
First time you took down a pair of panties.
You know what? You're not too far off there. All right, let's get into 5 big old lessons learned. Let's go to the number 1, the best one, the obvious one. The Vikings now officially control their own destiny as far as when it comes to the playoffs. And if you were to tell me this like 4 weeks ago, I'd call you a damn liar. So this is pretty crazy that we're the 7th seed right now.
They are the 7th seed. They do control their own destiny, but you got to look who's coming up on the schedule. The Tampa Bay Bucks this week, not going to be an easy game in Tampa. They have some their strengths pretty much line up exactly with the Vikings' weaknesses. Not great. Saints are on the radar, but you do have 2 games against the one against the Lions, one against the Bears. The Vikings, realistically, maybe you have to win 3 or so. To win all 4, you're definitely in. So I'm kind of curious to see the Vikings right now in the underdog role. They haven't really been there since they played the Packers right after the bye. Kind of want to see how they respond, how they react, and to have a game without the pressure of being the favorite put upon their shoulders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they take the bull by the horns in this next 4 weeks. As far as if they somehow manage to win all 4, boy, that would be quite the feat. I think whoever gets that 7th seed is going to end up 9-7 anyways. So we'll see what happens. But right now, it's up to Zimmer. Lead us to victory, Sir Zimmer.
It's up to Zimmer. It's up to these players that quit stepping on their dicks 4 times at the game. Zimmer can't be out there executing. He can get everything ready, but he can't, make Delvin Cook hold on the ball, make Dan Bailey kick those field goals right through the uprights or the extra points. So they do have to execute.
I'm still putting this on Zimmer. The second lesson learned, that beautiful victory. Justin Jefferson, I think it's fair to say he's officially the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I really think he has to be, especially after yesterday. Justin Herbert laid a turd against New England. He was the one right there neck and neck with Jefferson. The other receivers have kind of fallen off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not really in the picture anymore. James Robinson could get some votes. But at this point, it has to be Justin Jefferson. You got to look where he's going to finish the season. He should have double-digit touchdowns, damn near pushing. He could be pushing 1,500 receiving yards if he has a couple more big games. Crazy numbers for a rookie wide receiver.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're looking for projections? Right now, he's projected to finish 81 receptions, 1,400 yards, and 9 touchdowns, which is huge. The last wide receiver to win Offensive Rookie of the Year was Odell Beckham in 2014.
I think you said Troy Williamson in 2005.
I didn't win anything. If you can tell me the last 3 Vikings to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I will buy you a very short beer.
All right. Not in any order?
No, go. Last 3.
Randy Moss, Robert Smith, and Fran Tarkenton.
No, you're done. There's a player named Adrian Peterson that once played for the Vikings.
Harvin.
Also Randy Moss. Yes, you got that one right. And Percy Harvin.
You put a lot of pressure on me. I was thinking I had to go back farther.
No, yeah, Adrian Peterson, he was all right. So, yeah, I think Jefferson, unless he gets injured, unless he completely falls off the map, this is his, and it is well-deserved.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, it surely looks that way. So let's hope he does. And on defensive side of the ball, you got Troy Dye really making a push for it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm pulling for him. Troy Dye. Third lesson learned. Damn it! It is time that Dakota Dozier hits the bench. It is time for Bush Jones to get that left side. Dakota Dozier, 6 pressures. Yesterday, bad game. He's ranked as one of the worst guards in the league. He's right there with Drew Samia at the bottom. what are you going to lose by putting Brett Jones out there?
Couple things here. First of all, was Dakota Dozier always this bad this season? Do we just not notice it because how bad the right guard spot was? You look at him yesterday, letting guys just blow through him, getting penalties, killing drives. Dakota Dozier is a huge problem. And here's my concern. My second part of this is they waited forever to make a change at right guard. I hope the Vikings would learn from that and maybe say, hey, let's try something new here. This isn't working. I don't care if it's Bush Jones, if it's Oli Udo, if it's your mom, whoever, it doesn't matter. Get Dakota Dozier out of there. He's a huge liability. He has to sit down and think about what he did.
He'd be in timeout. Just a side note that has not much to do with this. I did take a peek to see how Pat Elflein was doing for the Jets. He's doing very bad. Very bad.
Wow. Was he out there in that cover 0?
He's out there with a mustache. I know that. So, yeah, it's probably a pipe dream. Like you said it, they don't like to change out. They're very stubborn when it comes to stuff like this. And Jones has been on the roster for years now and just never, whatever. We'll see what happens. But it's Bush Jones time.
Oh, it's always Bush Jones time.
All right, number 4, fourth lesson learned over the last couple of weeks. It's becoming very clear that opposing teams are going to make the Vikings beat them through the air, putting 8 in the box constantly to stop Dalvin Cook. Yes, Dalvin Cook ended with 120 yards, but he also had, 32 carries. They will continue to make Kirk Cousins beat them. It's becoming very clear.
And you know what? Kirk Cousins is beating them. He was
in overtime against the Jaguars.
Yeah, well, he's getting the win. He's actually on a tear right now, but I saw some stat. He's like the best rated quarterback since, I don't know, October 1st or something with his numbers. Maybe not October 1st, November 1st. Ratings through the roof. This guy's making plays. He's using his playmakers, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. When he doesn't have Adam Thielen, he's making up for it with just a random selection of pass catchers, but he's putting the ball where it needs to be. He's scampering. He's making time with his legs. So if they're going to stack the box, Kirk Cousins is going to make them pay. And so far, the Vikings are 5-1 with that happening, 4-1 with that happening.
Yeah, no, it's been panning out well, but I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Rather, instead of Dalvin Cook beating him, putting it in Kirk Cousins' hands. But Kirk Cousins is making him pay, which is beautiful. And I saw another stat. Again, doesn't really have much to do with this one. But I believe we're 4-0 since Ezra Cleveland's been our starting guard when he's been out there. So picture that.
I did see another stat that the Vikings are 6-1 since getting rid of Yannick Ngakoue, and the Ravens are the flip side of that.
We are full of statistics today. Well, let's end with our 5th lesson learned. It's clear. Mike Zimmer will, unless there is a gun to his head, he is not going to put a game in a kicker's hands. He's been burned too many times in the past. Daniel Carlson, Blair Walsh, Dan Bailey. I mean, we got down to like the freaking 2-yard line. He was still running plays. That's not normal in overtime.
He didn't want to kick it there. You know damn well he wanted to run it one more time, but kicking it on 3rd down did give him a little room in case the snap was muffed. They could always try again. Yeah, and you can't blame him. Why would you trust a kicker again if you're Mike Zimmer? And that's the thing which makes going out and getting a new one. I mean, I actually expect to see a complete overhaul of the special teams next year. Coordinator, returners.
Colquitt, he had a great game.
Yeah, he had one great game. Remember the ones where he sucked? Dan Bailey. I wouldn't be surprised. We have new faces at every single position. Maybe Dan Chesina can still be a gunner because he is freaking amazing. He is the Dakota Dozier of the special teams. But yeah. So what do? Do you just go sign some scrub off the street who's cheap? Because no matter who you get, they're going to jinx you and fail you when you need them the most against the 1-10 team coming to your home turf.
Yeah, at least Chase McLaughlin, the guy that we got signed away, at least he had not a very good game too. But I mean, that was pretty ballsy on Zimmer because when we got down there still having the ball, can you imagine if they would have fumbled or something like that and he would have just lost the game? That would have been completely on Zimmer. No way about it. So he put his balls out there to keep running that play, even though he didn't want to kick it. But I think we're in a whole nother territory now. He never really liked kickers anyways. It's going to be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him ever drafting one again. I can't seem to spend any money on one. So does that help Dan Billy's cause next year? I don't know.
I'm gonna write Mr. Zimmer a letter in the mail and put a stamp on it. And all it's gonna say in there is 2 words: Mike Nugent.
I'm glad you're putting a stamp on that letter.
Problem solved.
Why not? He wouldn't be expensive, and I think he's still got a big old leg on him.
All right, those are our 5 lessons learned for the newly 6-6 Minnesota Vikings it's in Tampa, right?
Oh yeah, it's in Tampa.
Heading to Tampa Bay to hopefully go to 7-6.
Let's hope so. Well, we learned a few things today, and here is one more little nugget you can tell your kids about, or maybe your mom. Elephants are afraid of bees.